Hey everyone, BrickLoot here today with another episode of Ask Brick. Ask Brick is my Q&A show here on YouTube where you ask me questions either on YouTube, Instagram, if you see me in person, on Twitter. Honestly, wherever you ask the question, I'll be sure to answer it here on an Ask Brick episode. I like to do these every week. They rotate between Tuesdays and Wednesdays, just depends on what my other video schedules for the week is. And I've been really enjoying doing these recently. I took a kind of a hiatus doing them. I used to do them a lot last summer, kind of stopped, and then really got back into it when the Chima virus started. So they've been really fun. They've been helping me kind of keep track of what week it is, but I'm really excited to be back here today with another episode. I've got lots of really great questions here, and I'm excited because I finally got a haircut. I've been looking like Shaggy for the last couple months, but not again today. So I have a bunch of questions here to ask, and I'm just going to get right into today's episode. The very first question is from Daniel Grazer. Ask Brick, who is your biggest inspiration for YouTube? This answer changes quite a bit. So I would say when I first started my YouTube channel back in 2012, my biggest inspirations for YouTube would have been people like Nightly News at 9, who's now Brick 101, The Brick Show TV, Brick Spy. You know, I'm trying to think, but there was a couple, Lego Boy, no. He was this kid from Texas. I can't remember what he used to call his channel, but it was really cool. David Hall was cool. Used to watch a lot of his videos. I would say those were my biggest inspirations for YouTube just because they're the ones that when I saw them making YouTube videos, I was like, hey, I could do this as well, and that's why I actually got into making Lego YouTube videos. So I would say definitely without them, I never would have been here. And then, as I said, it's really shifted throughout the years. Casey Neistat has been a huge inspiration for me. I think everybody can say that he's one of the, the OG YouTubers. He really redefined what this platform is. I think he's been a crazy big inspiration. I used to change, I don't do it as much anymore, but I definitely, you can see in some of my older videos, his style was like directly in my videos where I'd write stuff down to tell a story or where I do like monologue or stuff like that. I still do that once in a while, but he definitely had a huge part in my, my YouTube inspiration. I really like Philip DeFranco, Linus Tech Tips, Unbox Therapy. I like to, get some of my video styles from them. That's what inspired me to change up my formatting a little. Elle Mills was a really big YouTuber that I really like when I love watching her videos and stuff like that. David Dobrik's an inspiration too, not really as much for my Lego channel, but I love seeing what the Vlog Squad's up to, and I like seeing his videos, and I think it's really, most creators, or a lot of creators, trying to throw out these really long 10-15 minute videos to get that ad revenue, and there he is doing 4 minutes and 20 seconds and becoming way more popular. So all those people have definitely been inspirations for me on YouTube at one point or another for one reason or another, but I would say those are some of my biggest inspirations, but I'm also curious to hear kind of who your biggest inspirations are. Apprentice Builds asked, Ask Brick, what's one set you had as a kid that you regret breaking or selling? That's a good question. Luckily I haven't really sold any sets. I've been a big collector since 2008. I had Lego before that, and I haven't broken, I haven't sold any sets that I really cared about. I've sold the odd thing here and there, but nothing, not like a big set. Never sold a modular building or anything like that. But as for sets that I think I'd be most upset that I tore apart, that's actually a really tough question. I'm trying to think of sets that I have in my collection. I'll probably go to brick set actually, because obviously nothing too major that I'm super upset about, because there isn't one that I can think of off the top of my head. So what I had to do was go on BrickSet to see if there's any sets that I had to jog my memory. So there's no sets that I'm super upset that I destroyed or anything like that, because it's Lego. If I really wanted to rebuild them, I could go through my collection and do that, because as I said, I haven't sold any. The first one that kind of thought up to my head when I was going through BrickSet right before it was the Pirates roller coaster, which I used to have in my city, but I actually just tore apart. I really wish I kept the pieces relatively together, so I'm excited because I do want to be able to rebuild that someday. I just had to tear it apart because I don't have any room. It's such a big set and a weird layout. I don't have any room to store it right now. But as for some other sets that I have broken down throughout the years, I think these are some good ones. So I think the first one that I'd have to say would be set number 7045, the Hovercraft Hideout. This was a World City set. Looks like a really cool set. If I saw that set built, I would definitely test it out to see if it would float. This is another one, number 7244, the Lego Speedboat. Again, I could definitely put the set together, but the pieces are all over the place, and unfortunately the yellow motor I have for the set doesn't actually work. Or again, it would have been really cool to see that as a floating test video. I actually also regret not really keeping together a lot of my LEGO Agent sets. So that was one of the very first themes I got into. I believe I actually had all 5 sets for the theme, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 4 of the 5. And I also used to have that LEGO card that you got with the 5th set, the Turbo Car Chase. I do have parts of that set still built together, but not the gates. I think I have the helicopter, and I think I have the agent's car still put together. But you actually got like an identification card in that set. It was kind of like a passport, kind of, I guess, similar to a passport, but was like more in line with a LEGO loyalty card. It was like a hard, I guess this would be the best example. It was like a hard piece of plastic, and you could put stickers for the different sets that you got on. You kind of like get like stamps, but I don't have that anymore. I wish I could find that. That would be really cool. But like one of the very first sets that got me into it was this set number 8633, the Speedboat Rescue. I don't have that set built anymore, and just the other agent sets in general. The only one that I still have built together are, of course, the car and the helicopter from 8634, as well as 8635, which is the mobile command center. I'll get that set and show you. Alright, so these sets were actually side by side on one of my display shelves, so that's why I brought them both over. But as you can see, I still have part of the car here. It's very, very dusty. I think I'll have to do a very good clean of that. Wow. Very, very dirty. And then, of course, I do have the Mobile Agents Command Center right here. This was one I was so excited to get for Christmas. It was one of the big sets that I got that year, and it is a pretty incredible set. I'm very excited. Definitely haven't looked at this one in a while. It is also pretty dirty, so I think that's telling me that I need to do a deep dive clean of my LEGO room. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but like, this is such a cool set. Anyway, back to the question. I would say definitely some of the other sets I showed you, as well as the rest of the Agents themes, definitely sets that I regret kind of destroying, and maybe I'll have to rebuild someday. Alright, sorry about that. That was a very long-winded question, but I will get back to some of the other ones now. But that was really fun actually going through memory lane. Pizza Gaming ask Brick, do you have a job now? So yes, I do. I'm a full-time student. I'm filming this in the summer. Obviously, this video, that's when it's airing. That's when I'm filming it. I do have a full-time summer job, which is very exciting. I also do YouTube, which I consider a job, and I also am very involved in student politics, so that is also it's another full-time job. So those are the 3 big main things I'm doing. But yes, I do have a job. No, it's not at the LEGO store. Parth Sharma asked, from where do you get so much LEGO? That's a great question. As I said earlier in this video, I've been collecting LEGO since 2008, so I've gotten my LEGO from a ton of different places. You know, I've been to the LEGO store, Toys R Us, Walmart, Target. You know, I've been to the LEGO store, Target, Walmart, Toys R Us, Mastermind Toys, Kijiji, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Friends and Family, discount stores, like, honestly, anywhere you can imagine, I probably picked up LEGO somewhere along the way. I think that most AFOLs and LEGO collectors can attest to that as well. I didn't grow this LEGO collection overnight. I certainly grew it a lot in the last year when I worked at the LEGO store, and of course had that employee discount. But over the years, I've really just continued to grow and expand my LEGO collection, and that's something that it honestly just takes time. You gotta take a look on Facebook and all that stuff. Be patient. You'll be able to find some really great deals somewhere along the way, and that's how you can really help work on expand your LEGO collection. Of course, you can also go on LEGO Shop at Home, LEGO stores, and like stores that actually sell LEGO. That's a great way to build your LEGO collection. But again, if you're just starting out, I highly recommend going on like Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, to see if you can get any other LEGO collections. Because every time you buy a LEGO collection, sometimes you're doubling your collection, or you add a big LEGO collection and yours just keeps continuing to grow and grow. And you can do that when you acquire a collection. You're obviously growing yours a lot faster. The Brickmaster asked, how many LEGO sets do you have in your collection? Might as well answer this question right now because, you know, I did just have Brick set up anyway, so it's still up in my other tab. So let me just check it out here. In my collection, it says that I own 1,128 items, which 1,060 are different. They have piece counts for 1,010 of those sets, bringing me to a total of 225,000 parts. And my parts size collection is ranked 5,048th of the Brick set database. So I guess I have about 1,000 LEGO sets, which is honestly crazy to me. That includes minifigures, of course, but like collectible minifigures, but about 1,000 Lego sets. It says here about 225,000. I probably have well over 200, definitely well over 250, but probably around 300,000 just parts because I have purchased so many Pick-a-Brick cups, so many collections that I've never inventoried and things like that. But that's insane. Like, I guess I can't even imagine some of these people with, like, I saw a YouTube video from Beyond the Brick a few weeks ago where the kid had 5,000 Lego sets. I can't even imagine trying to store 5,000 Lego sets. My room is bursting at the seams with 1,000. So that is absolutely crazy. But yes, the Brickmasters, it looks like I have approximately 1,000 to 1,200 Lego sets in my Lego collection. Of course, that could vary because not everything might be on Brickset. And finally, the last question for today's video was actually asked by my cousin in person. He said, what was one set that you were most excited to get before you actually built the set? So I would say the set that I was most excited for was actually the Grand Emporium. I say that because that was my very first ever modular building, and it's still my favorite modular building, I would have to say. And I remember that, like, I wanted that set so bad. I circled it in all the catalogs, and like that was like my #1 Christmas gift that year. And I remember when I opened up that box, I hadn't even opened the actual Lego set box yet. But when I tore the wrapping paper off, I was just so excited to start building the set. I probably was like hesitating, do I even want to open the rest of the Christmas presents, because that set, I just couldn't wait to build it, and it took me, I worked on that set all day. It was my very first modular building ever, my very first biggest, that was my biggest Lego set, the most challenging build, so that was really, really cool to have that experience. And I would say the Grand Emporium is definitely the set that I've been most excited about building before I even actually opened the box. Alright, so thanks everybody so much for watching this video today. Thank you so much for all your Ask Brick questions. I really appreciate it, and I thought it was a lot of fun answering them today in this video. If you do have any more Ask Brick questions, please don't forget to leave them down in the comments below. Looking forward to doing another episode next week, and of course, stay tuned for all my future Ask Brick videos. As I did mention as well in last week's video, I will be doing part 3 of the LEGO Store Q&A very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks again so much for watching, and have a great day.